Most welcome to Humanists TV Africa. You are live watching us at Humanists TV Africa. My name is KATO. Of course, with my team here at Humanists TV Africa, we are going to have yet another interesting episode of KATO and the gang here at Humanists TV Africa. Now, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Humanists TV Africa. Also, our Facebook name is the same, Humanists TV Africa. You can Google us, simply put in Humanists TV Africa and subscribe. We need that subscription because it helps us to keep going forward, knowing we have the numbers that actually follow what we do. And then it encourages us to keep on doing better because when you subscribe, you always get that notification to be part of this show. We also encourage you to write to us at info@humanistvyafrica.com or send us a message on our WhatsApp number, which is +254 7473 56767. Now, you may want to talk with us. Send us an email, send us a WhatsApp message, and of course, our communication officer will be able to communicate with you and get back to you. Why do we put on this information here? Because we want to hear from you. We want to get feedback from you. We want to get counsel from you. We want to get advice from you. Of course, they want to work with us. We are a charity. We are an NGO. We just started to work in the media industry. We are here to serve. We are here to give a service above self. We are here to promote critical thinking. We are here to empower you, inspire you, educate. As you educate us, share education, empower each other, inspire each other, motivate, but also learn from each other. Now, this is why we exist, sharing experiences, sharing knowledge, and then building each other one brick at a time, one person at a time, one village at a time. As I speak today, we have physical studios in several countries in the world. We have studios in Uganda, Kenya. We have studios in Nigeria and Ghana. We have studios in Zambia and Zimbabwe. We have studios in Sierra Leone. We have studios in the UK. And of course, we have studios in the US. And we want to continue opening up more studios in different parts of the world. If you're in India, you're in Asia, you're in, of course, Asia, the continent, you're in Japan, all these other countries, you are in the US. US is quite vast, an area. You are in Canada, you are in all these countries, wherever you are, and you want to work with us, you want us to open up a studio in your country, please contact us. We want to work with you. We are looking for volunteers. We are looking for freelancers. We are looking for analysts. We are looking for researchers. We are looking for social workers. We are looking for journalists, lawyers, name it, whatever you can help to build our humanity. The message you have, the information you have, the resources you have, we are welcome. Please simply write to us at info@humanistvyafrica.com or send us that WhatsApp message. And trust me, our communication department will be able to respond to you and shall be able to work with you. Now, today it's KATO and the gang. Of course, we have a team of people we always feature here. And the gang is all about politics, economics, and religion. Basically, in Africa for now, we are looking at those issues. Now, today is episode 2 of something very important. We are talking about the gold men of Africa, and we are looking at how people who are thought to be holy, the ambassador of God, the religious leaders in Africa, how these people have actually exploited the gullibility of our people, how these people have actually enriched themselves, how these people actually have benefited at the expense of our people in Africa. Edna Ture says, good evening. Good evening, yes. Edna Ture, we are here. Thanks for your greetings. Now, today we are handling Katandegan, and of course, we're looking at religion. We're looking at the effects of these people and how they have affected us here and there. And of course, in the studio is my brother Apjai Danka, aka Nana Kufo from Ghana. And of course, we have my brother from Sierra Leone, Emmanuel Mambu. Mambu, I think Ture must be from Sierra Leone. That name must be from Sierra Leone. There was someone who was sending greetings already. Now, today, Dennis Bongo is in the studio, based in Uganda, of course, sharing with us. And we shall be having the Tarok man, Nandip Bongfa, joining us very shortly. Today, we are looking at religion and we're looking at the gold men, all the gold men of Africa and the role of man. Today, this is episode 2. Now, Dennis, please, may you usher in my team here and then they pass on their greetings and then you shall kick the ball rolling, and that will be it. Nana, if you can hear me, it's your time to say hi to our people for today's program.
Yeah. Hello, our dear viewers and our dear Humanists TV subscribers. We are here for you, and I must confess to you, our senior comrade KATO doesn't sleep, and it's all because of humanity. And we are advising him to take a little sleep for himself, but he says the problem of humanity is so much that he wants to spend the rest of life solving. But you want to advise him to take everything cool. Everything will be all right. So we are here for you. The love is deep, and we think together as one we can make it. I'm a PJ Danka from Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you,
Nana Kufo.
I have a feedback
there.
Okay, I want to suggest you mute yourselves. Nana, stop speaking my secrets before the public. I'm telling you, I will sue you, Nana. Nana, I will sue you one of these days for breaking confidentiality. You tell people I have problems, which is true, but you're telling the public. Okay. Mambo, there was a Ture. Ture is a name from Sierra Leone. There's a Ture Edna who just sent a message here. Mambo have been missing in action, and I think many Sierra Leoneans are looking forward to hearing from their own son of the soil. Mambo Bado. It was Swahili one. Mambo, it's up to you now to speak and greet us. Mambo, unmute. Unmute yourself. We cannot hear you.
Yes, my name is Emmanuel Mambu from Sierra Leone. Thank you, Senior Comrade KATO. It's a very good topic. Yes, I see Edna Ture. Edna Ture, you know, of course, already you've said it, Tures are from Sierra Leone. So definitely Edna is from Sierra Leone.
Yeah, definitely. I just put the name. I know the name from Sierra Leone. So, Mambo, if you can hear me, and of course you can, and of course we have Mambo is from Sierra Leone, and of course we have Nana Kufo from Ghana. We are moving on strongly, and this is episode 2 of the main God. Dennis, I want to request you to please showcase the images as the kickstart. to set us the tempo for today's discussion. After the images, we shall go back to Mambu to give us his analysis before the god of the internet kicks him out. Yeah, these are the images. We begin with these images from the US. These are the images of pastorpreneurs in the US, the men of God who are doing lots of havoc in right there. I would mention some of their names if Dennis can allow me for a minute. You can see Andy Stanley, Brina Houston, Jim Baker, John Gray, Jesse, Perry, Hood, John Haig, and all those names. There are quite many. Hedy Perry, Rob Paisley, Andrew Womack, Jonathan Kaha, Joel Austin, Bathmore, Ben Hinn, and of course there is some big names down there: Todd White, Rick Warren, Kenneth Copeland, Todd Bentley, Bill Johnson, Kristen Crane, Victoria Austin, Steve Faltich, and others. When you look at these names, those that are so popular are Ben Hinn. Those are big names that have made lots of money out of the gold industry. Then you go back to Africa, Depo, and others, as we shall be listing them. These guys have done lots of harm when they are selling their product. Their product is called Jesus Christ. They sell you an invisible product, and they take lots of money from you, and in return, what they are giving you is false hope. Then please just run the slides very fast, and then we set the tempo. You see these guys, Ayedepo and the many others. They're in Nigeria. These guys are damn rich. You're going to be seeing their assets. You're going to see their private jets, Pastor Adeboye, and others. Quite many. I call them the stupid bandits are doing a lot of havoc right in Africa. You're going to see their buildings, their private jets. They cannot deny it because this information is public. Their private jets are all over the internet. You can simply put in and Google it. These guys own these private jets. These guys are right in Africa, but they live a very extraordinary life. They own private jets, they own pieces and pieces of land here and there, they own schools, they own investment. This is the daughter of the founder of a church called Dunamis International. That church is in Nigeria. This is his daughter, and the daughter was, of course, getting off their private jet. They own a strong church called Dunamis International. Dunamis has lots of branches all over the world. You can see even the daughter has the courtesy of traveling private. After all, the father has a private jet. You have their kind of prayer stations, very luxurious prayer stations. Call them churches if you want, mega churches, big luxurious churches like these ones. These are in Nigeria. You can always Google and find these images. These are in Nigeria. One of them actually built a church like an aeroplane. You're going to see it from another view. You see, that's the church. He built it in a shape of an aeroplane, or call it Noah's Ark in a way. So they are so stylish, these pastors. They're so stylish. You can look at them. They're like movie stars. Now, these are from Uganda. This is a combination of Ugandan pastors and Nigerian pastors. I call them conmen or call them pastorpreneurs. Their trade. Look at them. These are pastors, but they're owning private jets. And they don't even get ashamed because they flaunt their wealth on social media. Big cars, big assets. They own television stations, they own radio stations, they own square miles of land, in Soleimani and others. These are very, very famous pastors right in Ghana, there, right in Nigeria there. This guy here, you're going to see, is a pastor there. You're going to see his wife. His wife was actually flaunting money on social media. A wife is also a pastor. That's the safe where they put their money. And then she opened it and showed the world money. And that was dollars. And she went ahead to sleep on money, on dollars. A wife of a pastor takes on social media and shows the world how much money they have in their house. A wife of a pastor shows off money on the social media for everyone to see. But surprisingly, basically, people still go to this church. People still go to this church and seek for God's intervention when the wife of a pastor is showing off money. That is Bujingo, another pastor preneur in Uganda, has amassed wealth in a space of 15 years, is among the richest men now in Uganda, owns properties worth billions of money, and sleeps in a mansion on so many acres of land. People donate money to him. You can see his people brings money and then he heaps it right there as he prays for them to get rich and rich and rich and rich, you know. And that is Bojingo there. You're going to see this is the kind of environment where his sheep actually go to worship. You can look at the environment where his sheep go to worship him, the dirt, the mud, and all that. And then they give him money. They have about 8 acres of land in the middle of the city, 8 acres of the land, somewhere in Kampala, and then has thousands of followers. Look at these guys. This is a worship time, a prayer time. Now, this is their church, which is called House of Prayer. These guys, when it rains, they are like, they live worse than dogs. Yet, the pastor, as we're going to see, has the best life around in the country. This is the house of the pastor, the house of this pastor Bujingo. But look at where his people worship from: 8 uh, 8 hectares of land in the middle of Kampala city. And this is where he sleeps, but you can contrast with where people go to worship in that, and then you contrast it with where he sleeps. Then thank you so much for this comparison. And then you begin to wonder, are these people thinking rightly that their boss, the man of God, is sleeping like a bourgeois? And look what where they are studying, look what where they are praying from. And the man of God, of course, has a mistress, is living a luxurious life and all that. And unashamedly, they go on social media and show it to people. They go on social media and show their kind of lifestyle. He was talking about how his wife has a blah of 2 million shillings. That's about 600 pounds for one blah for his wife. And he goes ahead and shows it to everyone to see. Now, this is Pastor John Mwangi of Revival Church in Githurai, Kenya. And this guy makes people carry him like a king of the old timers. This is in Kenya now. They have to carry him. And this was just last year in 2023. Now, this is Pastor T.B. Joshua, the guy who had to commit incest with the daughter, raped so many people, including British citizens, killed people, imprisoned people, disappeared people, made fake miracles. That is Pastor T.B. Joshua. And surprisingly, people still go to his church. MRTV, there, he had a bigger TV network for so many years. T.B. Joshua, people thought was having God's power. He was making miracles. It has come to our notice that actually even the miracles allegedly said to be true were stage managed. That is T.B. Joshua of Nigeria, and he has been stealing for so many years, over 20 years. This man had a ministry where he amassed millions and millions of money, and his churches were spread all over in the US. He had churches there, he had churches in the UK, he had churches all over Africa. and the Emerald TV had over 1 million subscribers. Now, these are the pastors that are among the richest in the world. David Oyedepo, the founder of Living Faith Church worldwide, his net worth is $150 million. That guy is worth $150 million. Is among the top 5 richest pastors in the world. In fact, some statistics show that he's better than Cliff Dollar. Cliff Dollar of the US, better than Ben Hinn. Ben Hinn is valued at $25 million. This guy there is valued at $150 million. He's ahead of Cliff Dollar, he's ahead of Ben Hinn, he's ahead of Kenneth Copeland. Copeland is valued at $20 million. This guy there is valued at $150 million. The guy you see there is ahead of the pastors in the US. In fact, according to Forbes, last year, 2023, December, they are putting that pastor number 1. They put him number 1 at $150 million. And number 2 was Chris Dollar at $27 million. Number 3 was Ben Hinn at $25 million. Number 4 was Kenneth Copeland at $20 million. You can see this African pastor was ahead of these American pastors in terms of wealth. This is David Oyedepo. And this is a Nigerian pastor. He owns private jets, not 1, not 2. He owns private jets. Now, this is another conster called Pastor Kakande of Uganda, one of the most cunning pastors. There have been so many testimonies about this man, including fake miracles. One of the pastors who used to work with him, my friend Male, exposed this guy, how he was stage managing miracles, how he was actually disappearing people, how he was leading to the death of so many people. This Pastor Kakande here. But again, in Uganda, this guy has thousands of followers. Here is another conster. He's called Prophet Elvis Mbonyi, another thief of a pastor. And of course, he even goes ahead and gets programs on TVs, popular TVs like NTV, host him, because of course he has money to pay them, and then tells everyone how he is making miracles, how he can predict the future of you. There he was being kissed by a presidential candidate. You know, a man who is an illiterate like Mbonyi is able to speak good English and being worshipped by educated fools in Uganda. Is being worshipped by educated fools in Uganda who think that actually the man is a man of God, he can predict your future, and they go to him seeking his blessings. That is the shame we have in Africa, that we find people who have gone to school basically behaving worse than illiterates. That is Pastor Senyonga, another one in Uganda, who is also one of those biggest conmen we have in the country, that is amassing wealth over and over at the expense of poor people in Uganda. And of course, we have Chris Oyakirome, who is also based in Nigeria, is worth $6 million. That is now Pastor Kayanja of Uganda, another rich pastor right there with so much wealth, so many assets. And people actually think that these people are men of God. They give them money, they live a luxurious life, they sleep in palaces, they drive Guzzlers, they live there big at the expense of the poor people they lead. That is Albert Angel, another pastor, an evangelist of a church called Good News Church. Albert Angel, one of the richest pastors. Then, of course, we have this pastor in Zimbabwe. And of course, we have this pastor again in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Zambia. We have a pastor like Bushiri in Malawi, also doing his business in South Africa and other countries and enhancing lots of wealth. Dennis, that is Bushiri. I've talked about Bushiri, Malawi, but again, he has business in South Africa. He has churches across West African countries. He's being worshipped as a miracle performer by thousands of people willing to even kill you if you say the man is wrong. That is Pastor Komoyi, Yeah, this one is right there in East Africa, Kenya. And of course, he had been making predictions. He was saying television is evil, watching TV is a bad thing. And at the same time, of course, he has been getting so much money from these people. Now, this is the summary of those pastors, especially from Nigeria, that are making news in the world. We call them false hope distributors. They are distributors of false hope. And then they have become obsessively rich. I told you that the richest pastor in the world today, according to Forbes, is actually from Nigeria. He's ahead of Ben Hinn, he's ahead of Cliff Dollar, he's ahead of John Austin. And you begin wondering, Nigeria is a poor country, but look, they have one of the richest pastors on the top of the list coming from their country. He has 2 private jets, and all that money is got from the people that actually follow him, thinking he's a man of God. Now, that's an introduction for today. I wanted to show you more evidence about these pastors so you can be able to give your analysis. Nana, it's your time now to have a digging into this kind of business of the gold men in Africa. Nana, unmute yourself.
Thank you, my senior comrade KATO, and to our able producers doing all this great job for us. And my senior comrade KATO he said I shouldn't talk about matters that, but he has spent quite a time arranging all these videos for our dear people, family to see how rich these pastors are. But I want to tell him the religious people doesn't care. They even want their pastors to be more richer than this. That is why Karma said religion is the opium of the masses. That is what they want. They want because they call it the blessings of God, and they sometimes brag between themselves whose pastor is richer. So religious people doesn't care about how much their pastors make, even if they will go and sleep on an empty stomach. But what we are trying to do is, it's not about jealousy, or it is not about these pastors are make, and no, like we are trying to pull them down. It's never like that. We are trying to tell ourselves, our families, that look, the people who are trying to tell you that there is a better place in afterlife. When you die, there's a better place there. They are not thinking about that place. They are living their heaven on earth. That is a simple message for you. We are not saying you stop your religion or quit your church or don't pay, but we are trying to tell you the truth. And knowing the truth can set you free. You can decide to continue to give your 10% of your salary to your pastors. You can decide to give half of your property to your pastors. But I can't say I don't care. We care. That is why we are here. We care a lot, because at the end of the day, you are the same people who will come back into the society blaming the government. You will come back into the society not paying your children's school fees. Then our senior comrade here will solicit funds and pay for your children's school fees in school. Perhaps we can use that amount of money to do other important things. So it is a misplaced priority. The charity that we are doing, although we are doing for the benefit of humanity, it is a misplaced priority, because we are paying for you, we are paying for your children's school fees, but you are giving your money to these pastors, which means it is a misplaced priority on our part. But because we think about humanity, we are not thinking about your foolishness. We are thinking about the future of your children, of our children. Because at the end of the day, your children and our children will all flock together. We don't want your children to be armed robbers. So do we. So do I. I don't want my children to be an armed robber. So even if it's a penny I have, that I will make sure to use it and educate my child for him or her to be a better person. I will use, but you are using your money to fund someone. This is my story I will never forget. I was in a radio station with a pastor, this normal debate about religion and atheism. The pastor got angry, stood up and told me, do I know the price of his belt? The price of his belt. Do I know? I'm talking as if I am his co-equal. Do I know the price of his belt? We are talking about bread and butter issues, but this man is talking about his belt. And he told me his belt can pay my rent for 5 years. And the presenter acknowledged that is true. This designer belt, it is true. So we are dealing with people who don't care about us. But I know you care as a religious person. I know you care. That is why you give your money to these people. If you don't care like me, you wouldn't have given your money to them. You care. But we want you to donate to the right place. Other than that, you are funding terrorists. You are funding murderers. You are funding armed robbers. TB Joshua's stories has been there for over 5 years now. I was surprised BBC said it is an exclusive documentary. No, it's not an exclusive documentary. His stories has been there already, but we chose, human beings chose to neglect it. Human beings chose to listen to TB Joshua and the Scone Church. And that is the same game they are playing today. Because everywhere I go and this story, everybody is defending TB Joshua. In Ghana here, they are defending TB Joshua. Why should you defend a dead man? He killed himself. TB Joshua committed suicide because he knew the truth is out. He knew the truth is out. And he knew the amount of evil things he has committed. That is why he committed suicide. Let's be honest to ourselves. Let's be straight to ourselves. All these disciples that they were honest people. That is why they left their family. That is why this UK girl, white girl, left her family, left her friend. People from America, people from South Africa, people from Ghana. They all left their family because they thought that, no, the kingdom of God is at hand. That is, they were honest about their belief and they paid a heavy price for it. I don't want this to happen to my daughter or my son or my friend's son or my friend's daughter. I don't want, because I can be like TB Joshua. What TB Joshua is doing, me, I can do that. It is not something. He's an intelligent guy. He is a very intelligent guy. He knew what he wanted from the start. And he in a hard way. And sometimes, to be honest, forgive me, for his creativity and ingenuity, I salute TB Joshua. I salute him. No, for not the evil things, like, but how he managed to plan everything, and everything also went to it. Like, the plan was very successful. So he's teaching us something, that if you put your mind onto something, you'll be able to do that thing. But he did it in a negative way.
I'm going to stop you there, Mambu. Nana, I'm going to stop you there so that Mambu can be able to speak.
If you don't stop me, gunshot will.
Yeah, it has welcome. It has welcome, Mambu.
Yeah, I'm glad you are stopping me.
Thank you. We are going to come back, definitely. Mambu. Mambo Bado, speak up now. It's your time. Mambo, it's your time. Listen, we are waiting for you. Mambo, did you unmute
Okay.
yourself?
No, I'm not mute. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can. You can hear you.
Yes. It's a great topic, and I'm actually happy to be part of the gang and to actually talk about this, because most of these things I am actually a victim of them, about pastors' manipulation to enrich themselves. When I was a Christian, we were the one who are fighting to protect our pastors. That if you say anything against my pastor, if it is possible for me to hit you with a very big stick, I'm ready to do it. If it is possible for me to even stab you with a knife, I'm ready to do it. I think the manipulation is so much that you cannot imagine, because it's like I say, religion is a mental slavery. So they have their way of actually working on your sense of reasoning, that everything you think will be like they are at the center of your life. Without them, you cannot even breathe. Without them, you cannot exist. Without praying through them, you are not actually a full human. Like I said, there was a time I said it at this our TV, that I was attending a church because I was working at an NGO, and I was driving an NGO vehicle. So they thought I was rich. So even when I don't go to church, they'll write my name for donations. Even on Sundays that I am not in church, my name will be written, that I will donate 6 bags of cement, 10 bags of cement, 2 bags of rice. In fact, there was a time in the church when they...
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mambo is sharing his experience, and of course, that is very impressive. Of course, the network is disturbing Mambo. The god of the internet is challenging Mambo. The Tarok man is here. The Tarok man is here. Tarok man, can you unmute yourself? Unmute yourself and start to talk right away.
Yes, yes. Good evening. Good evening. Good
You
evening.
Nadeem, continue to talk.
Yes.
It's your time.
Yes, I'm very, very sorry. I have a lot of work today. I've been working since morning. Honestly.
Just continue.
Yes.
Just continue.
Yes. I should continue. You see, this God, on the God men of Africa, this set of people have make us to be backward in everything, because instead of, we as African teaching our children on technology, science, and innovation, we are busy taking our children into, prayers, warriors, know how to cast and bind. You can see the Chinese. Look at their children. They are into innovation, creative. What do you call it? How to make things robotic, and know how to create something in technological advancement. What of we Africans? We are not thinking that way. We are just thinking about going to fly into sky, go and enjoy without suffering. How will you go to sky? Because we are being told that it's heaven. There's nothing called heaven. Up there is called sky. Up there is called sky. There's nothing called heaven. So we are just kind of brainwashing our children with this help of these God men of Africa, instead of doing the right things, putting our children so that they can become the future leaders of Africa. But no, we cannot blame them completely. I always say that the government are involved in this scam. This is fraud, and people are very, very comfortable with that. Without the religion and this government, and that people use it to manipulate and got into power. Remove the government of Africa, election rigging will be nowhere to be found. The good people that's supposed to be to lead us and make Africa to become a great nation, they will not be there, because they will say this man, he has devil on him, or this man is a demon, this man doesn't go to church, or this man doesn't go to mosques, or this man is a traditionally, or this man is a pagan. You see, they use this God man of Africa. It's not only Christianity, they are there in Islam, but I've never found one in traditional belief. I've never seen one. I've never seen one. So
Let me stop you there.
let's
They are there. They are there.
Let me stop you there.
I just came in. I just came in.
No. You just came in. Give me a minute, and I'm taking it off you, and I'm going to give it to Mambo, because Mambo has been missing several shows.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Mambo,
Let me.
no,
Yes.
don't
Yes.
conclude.
Yeah. Wait. Yes. I want to say, Mabu, you are welcome, because this is Happy New Year, Mabu.
Yes.
Happy New Year
Mambo
to
has
you,
been
Mabu.
missing.
Yes.
Let Mambo
Very
speak.
happy to see you.
Let Mambo speak. Mambo speak.
Yes, like I was saying, thank you. Same to you, Nandi. Like I was saying, when I was religious, I always want to set myself as example that I was a military officer in the church. That we are the ones who fight for the church. We protect the church in all angles. We are ready to die for the church. And I was explaining something, that there was a time when they said every month there is a specific Sunday, maybe the end of the last Sunday of every month is Pastor's Appreciation Sunday. So every last Sunday of that month, they will tell us you have to buy a tin of milk, and you will not buy a small tin, you buy a very big one like a bucket. You buy sugar. In fact, the sugar that you are going to buy will be the grade A sugar. You have to buy oil. You have to buy rice. You have to buy this. You have to buy to appreciate pastor. That's Pastor's Appreciation Sunday. And of course, during those times, I was part of them. We will go every kind of ways to see how we will appreciate our pastor. We'll buy everything. And then there was a specific lady I can remember. After I have actually tried in my own way to do my best, and the lady will look at all what I bought, and then she will say, these things are not actually at the cost I want. I want you to upgrade next month. I want you to upgrade. If you spend like $1 million this month, next month you need to spend like 2 million to appreciate your pastor. So later, when I realized that it was just a criminal gang, that they were just exploiting us, I actually knew that I really fucked up during those times. I really fucked up. So now, these pastors are really using these things to enrich themselves and their families. And I sometimes I even wonder, what is the meaning of man of God? Always when they say this is a man of God, this is a man of God, what do they really mean by man of God? Where is our tithe going? Those tithes in church, where are they going? Where do they give those tithes? But I've never seen a pastor giving tithes. Where are the collections going? Because it's hardly Christians can testify. It's hardly you see a pastor during the time of collection get up from his seat, go and put money for collection. I have never seen it in my life. I have never seen it. But you see members doing every kind of thing. In fact, they have sessions like Those who are born in November, you contribute. Those who are born in December, those who are born in March, those who are born in February, they collect all those monies. Building this, development this, women's this, men's this, children's this. All these are just ways how to exploit money from people. So the so-called men of God are actually business people. They are doing business. They have turned the church into business. They are using a building and then they name it church. And then in that building, they are doing their business. And they are getting profit out of it. Because you see them driving cars. And then you see the members who are contributing in that church walking by foot to church every Sunday. They walk on their feet to church. Some even a half a mile, they walk. They even flog their children. Don't you know that today is Sunday? You are supposed to be in church. Pastor is this, pastor is that. And a lot of these things, Africa, the way we grab these things. And then you also look at our country. In fact, to me, this is one of the reasons why Africa is actually not developing. Because how will, like my country, if you are not a Christian, you are not a Muslim, it means you are not even eligible to be a president. You are supposed to be a Christian or a Muslim. So it is even like a competition. If the flag bearer is a Christian, and then the vice will be. This is what they are doing in Africa. So I was saying, Africa really needs critical thinkers. Africa really needs people who are beyond that idea that these people are men of God. These people are men. Who are men of God? They are just businessmen. We should call them businessmen using a building called church, and then they are doing their business. At the end of the day, we call them pastors. Look at a man of God. Look at what he is driving. Look at the security. You see a pastor in a bulletproof car, whilst the security is on top of a van. And then he said, he's a man of God, he's being protected by God. If you are protected by God, why would you use a bulletproof car? Why do you need security? When you know your God can protect you, when you know your God is everywhere, why do you need security? But our people are not actually thinking about all these things. All they know is that they are brainwashed, that these people are men of God. So I really want to understand because I cannot even understand, what do we really mean by men of God?
Okay, Mambo, I'm going to stop you there. And then bring in Nandip to explain. Mr. Nandip, sir, Mambo is asking a question. Can you please explain this question? Nandip, unmute yourself.
Yes, comrade. Yes. Yeah. What is the question again, please?
No, just tell us. Mambo is asking a question. Why are these people called men of God? Why are these people called men of God when for him, he doesn't think they're men of God?
No, they're not men of God. They are men of the devil, if there is one. Or they are men of the demon, if there is one. Because I know there's no demon, there's no devil. I don't know how to kind of call them. Because these people, that they call themselves prophets, bishop, pastors, men of God of Africa, they are not. I cannot even say they are aliens because I've never seen one. So I don't know how to describe this kind of people. They are so cancerous. They are causing a lot of damages to our psyche of our people here in Africa, most especially in Nigeria. Thus, the richest people that call themselves men of God in Africa, they are from Nigeria. We talked about this yesterday, and you can see the percentage of the so-called men of God. They are so many. Some, they lead their followers to be eating grasses like animals, like goat, like cattle, like sheep. Some, they sit on their, the faces of their followers and kind of poop on them. Just and some, they ask them to lick their feet. These people, like Pastor Adebayo, these are criminals. These are fraudsters. These are scammers. But they follow us because they are so blind. They are not intelligent. Although those who are intelligent that go to the church, they know why they are there. They go there to gain kind of popularity for their political ambition. Not they are going there for God, because there is no God in the first place. Churches, it's just a business empire where the rich, kind of the most intelligent in religion aspect, sip from the poor people that don't even understand anything. They don't make researches, even though those who make researches, because they are so dumb and are afraid that maybe they will look at them like antichrist, like us, because they call us antichrist, they call us witches, they call us devils, they call us Satan. Yes, if they do that, they will classify them as we. So they should open their eyes, think very well, and run away from these people that will lead them into their end, which means they will be doomed. So these people that call themselves man of God, I've already tell you that they are not men of goodwill. Let me say God is good, because there is no God. Let's say good people. These people, they are not good people. I've already said it. So you can see how people rolls on the ground, that they prophesize, that the Holy Spirit, there's nothing like Holy Spirit, there's nothing like Holy Ghost, there's nothing like speaking in tongues. What they are saying is just glossaries, it's just kind of words that doesn't mean anything in a reasonable aspect. You'll just be talking to themselves. Look at the money that they steal from these illiterate people, these ignorant people, and they go and be buying mansions, jet, yachts, and then their followers will be going to church with their barefooted, and then after giving money to those criminals, they will go back home without getting food to eat. That's how their children will sleep without food. There's a program was here in Abuja here, of which a man called himself pastor has 3 children, lock them up, always go with a very big Bible, preaching, and he cannot feed these children because why? He doesn't have a job to do. He's going home to home, talking to people, instead of him to go and learn a work. He didn't go to learn a work. And then when he come back, there's no food to give to his children. He will force them to what? To fast. And these children get emaciated. One have to break out of the window, because he always lock them inside the room, because he don't want them to come out, that they have to fast. One have to break out the window and then came out and run to the neighbor, and the neighbor take him to the police station. That's how they know that, yes. And they call the father and ask him. He said they are fasting. A child cannot fast. Why will you, an adult, fast in the first place? Why will you fast? I work. Yes, I work so that I can eat. Yes, correct.
I'm going to. Your time is up. Can you please give us your parting shot? Then we shall go back to Danka Nana in Ghana to also give us his parting shot. Then we shall end it with Mambu today. Mambu will be closing the show. So Nandik, your last parting words for today.
Yes. My parting shot is this: that people should not listen to these God men of Africa. They are fraudsters, they are scammer, they are thieves. You cannot get anything from them. Just open your eyes and be what you are, and then struggle and get what you have for yourself and your family. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for that conclusion for today. Remember, we shall have another episode. Nana Kufo, Ghana, your parting shot for today.
Thank you very much. What I want to say right now is there are a lot of these pastorpreneurs right now here in Ghana. There is one pastor called Bishop Obinim. He is the pastor who said he can turn into a monkey and Jesus Christ turns into a snake. And he had a banter with a politician, Kennedy.
Are you serious? He says so.
Jesus Christ turns into a snake and he turns into a monkey. He even tried to fly from the church to heaven, and the church members hold his leg that they didn't want him to go. He told them, "Leave me, I want to fly to heaven." And the church members said, "Pastor, we don't want you to fly away." Then he said, "If you don't want me to fly away, then I won't fly." I will get a video. It seems I'm exaggerating, but I'm not exaggerating. He got a banter with the politician, and the politician said, right now, he was crying last week. It was all over the Ghanaian social media that he cannot even boast of 200 members of church members because all of them have left him. Because the way he uses his tricks is like he's a class one, like that. Like he was the pastor who chanted and got someone's passport from his shoes. How can your shoes manufacture a passport? He was giving lottery numbers like he was scamming everyone. And you can fool people for today, but the next day they will get wise. You have so many avenues to get money from these people, and you were giving them lottery numbers. But the lottery numbers, it will not cast. It will not. So most of them later find out that this man is just taking them for granted. Right now, he cannot even boast of 200 church members. So what we are telling our dear comrades, our dear viewers, is not like we are all-knowing people, like we are sabi, like how Nigerians call sabi guy or sabi. No, we not be sabi people, but we are honest people that the little knowledge we have to share it with you. That these people are not for you. They are not for your benefit. They are there to kill you and your entire family. So if you hear a name, a pastor, man of God, a prophet, a bishop, run like you've seen a wounded lion. Run away from them. Run away and come back to critical thinking, common sense, logic, reasoning, science, mathematics, integrated science. That is what we are telling you. We are not saying give your money to us. We don't need your money. We have never asked. Only the money we are asking is to build schools for homeless people, for orphans. That one you can donate, for they don't have families, so we can donate to them. But we don't need your money for anything. We are not asking you that leave your pastors and give your money to us. All what we are telling you is take critical thinking as a tool, as a water, as a food. Every day, live with critical thinking. I just have to stop here for my other cameras to come inside. Thank you for my captain for this.
Thank you so much. The show is going to be closed by Emmanuel Mambu. You're going to give your parting shot at the same time you close the show for today. It's been nice having all of you. Mambu.
Yes, I call them charlatans. They are not pastors, they are charlatans. You see, the charlatans are in the church exploiting people, taking money from people. And we are so naive that we don't even want to, we don't even think about what they are doing to us, that they are driving cars, they are sleeping in mansions, they are flying everywhere around the world, and you and I are here, we cannot afford that. But every little thing we have, we go back to the church and give it to them in the name of man of God. I would really want to know at the comment section, You tell me, as a Christian or as a Muslim, please come to our comment section and tell me your own meaning of man of God. I really want to know, because I don't understand that word, man of God. This is Humanist TV Africa. Please follow us on our YouTube page, subscribe, like, and share so that other people also can get the knowledge from the KATO and the GAP. Thank you for today.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone.